Yeah. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. And then at work, we had to throw all the food out because they lost power at Phoebe Home, so a whole walk-in cooler's worth of food they went and bought 600 pounds of ice. I don't know where they got it from.
Wow.
That's just a mess at work. They were working with flashlights. I mean, trying doing that, getting 450 people, food together, flashlights. Yeah.
Okay, call meeting to order here, a couple minutes after 9.
Water is an
Well, I had
hour.
water, and I could cook on my grill, but that was about it.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, we'll start with personal appeals.
Just to please speak up again. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Interviews, Bob McLeod, just a reminder, Brown, you won't be there, you said. You have
I'm going to be delayed.
I'm going to be here at the council.
Unless it ends early, then
Okay. Wes and I will take care of it. Craig will just do it down here. We'll just bring Bob here, just like we would normally do, chat with him, and then we'll see what we do with
Is
that.
Bob somebody that any of you previously know?
Yeah, he's been to a couple of Arts Commission meetings.
Okay.
He's a comic book illustrator, Superman, I think.
Yeah.
Superman?
Superman.
Yeah.
He got a Superman comic book.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, he's a good guy. So we're going to be very fortunate to have him with us.
It'd be a great addition.
I've been after him for a long time. Finally got it. Other vacancies, I have those noted to fill. Reappointments, we'll fill that in. We had, I'm sorry, Greg, I had Sue Schmidt and Jack Stover. Here, I have, if I remember correctly, I don't know why I didn't put them on the list, my apologies.
And what we've typically done with that is, because they're incumbents, we would wait to see if anybody else has been voted of interest. And then if somebody does, then we interview. But if we don't receive any vote of interest, then because we're incumbent, we just
What's sort of the, just wait till the beginning of December for that?
yeah, wait till the last GD this year. We'll get it. We won't receive anything by then.
Just so you know, Mike, and this will come out Monday, I did get a letter of resignation from Roger Whitfield from General Fire.
From whom?
Roger Whitfield, he's spending more of his time in
All
Florida,
Florida.
so he will be, we'll deal with that Monday. It surprised me.
Jack,
He had put in for that
Jack's still
before.
working for
But
that.
there's no conflict with him on the vacancy board? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd still be interested there.
Okay. All right, I'll add that to the list of vacancies. Number 5, the check cashing ordinance. Just a reminder, everyone, I do believe by 10:15 today, I take down the class. Check cashing ordinance, Craig, where are we? That went to,
Commission.
okay, they have it now, the recommendation and so on.
It's nine price.
So we'll just wait to hear from them. 6 Shade Tree Fund proposal. Did you get the proposal yet, Craig?
No, I was gonna call, Red Bailey yesterday, but I don't think that would be.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get a hold of him right
You might have to leave a message for him.
Maybe a couple months.
Craig, the next couple are yours with the software.
Software, yep, everybody's started, we're just gonna stay with training.
Okay, good. Craig, okay, we're now at the point with these job descriptions. Where do you have a sense of that? Anything you want to tell us about that?
All I think, nothing specific other than, I can tell you that I'm really, really satisfied with the way the new employees are doing the work. But I don't have any concrete. I have senses of it, but I still think that wants to be the software. I mean, it is training especially.
Yeah.
I think then you start seeing what the capabilities are. I still think that what we're going to end up with is, it may even be getting rid of the difference between cashier and the billing clerk positions and having them both doing the job plus other things.
There's a cashier,
I kind of think that's...
cashier / billing.
I think this is a smart way to go.
I kind of think
Interchangeable.
Yeah, and plus adding some more things. I mean, we're also going to see beginning of the year because Jess is going to be doing graphics. Because that is technically an important part of the job description. So she's going to be moving that, and we'll have to see how much that time is taking for her. So it's work in progress, I guess.
Okay, good. Thank you.
But I'm very comfortable with the personnel down there being flexible enough that once we start talking about it, they'll be able to help out. Do whatever.
Well, I think that the one thing I'm going to continue to suggest is the oversight of those two positions. I really think should be on the treasurer and not the borough manager as the first one. So,
Well, I can tell you that from the way we've set it up, is a lot of the discretionary decisions that have to be made, which were never made before, outside of those two positions, and the decisions that were made, I mean, calling for red tags, and I can't pay her, and all kinds of things like that. That would never come out of those two. We set up now that, especially with red tags, when before red tags or any shut-offs, they come to me with this. And I make the decision on what we're going to do. And any questions that come up in there, they will come to me. And I think that's where the audit will be broken in position to make those decisions. And they cleaned up the processes to the extent that they Jess and Teresa were so excited about Friday. They said, you know what? This is the first time we've no shops. And I think what's happened is that they've developed this process that is now a stringent process. And people are learning. So it's really, that has really improved down there. I think in terms of the oversight of, say, the cashier and cashier drawer, that's to the treasurer.
right.
What they do now is just every day would do her cash sheet and then to the school. And that's good, and then now we do the first. So I think the financial aspect of it is oversight from treasurer. But I do think all the other stuff, and all the other stuff actually is probably 85% of it, audit going through. And that works. It's been working very well.
Okay, good. Good, thank you. Pretend cleaning contract?
That's done. I wanted to do a memorandum to the committee, I just didn't get around to
Is
it.
it different than this?
It's slightly different.
That one somewhere.
Babies and
Yeah, this
stuff?
one in here.
I talked to David, he said that they're satisfied with that.
Okay.
Yeah, just that one.
But Jeff sat down with Joe Chris, and he was down just to confirm what we're doing. And he gave me a couple extra things to put in there, but I would explain.
Okay.
All right.
When
so
we
that's
bid,
coming.
question, when we bid it out, is it, now that we're near the end of the year almost, is this something where we wanted to go January 1st to December 31st, to have the contract go to the actual fiscal year?
It's probably gonna end up that way.
Wouldn't it be easier that way?
I don't think it makes a difference, but I think it just as a natural consequence of scheduling at this point, it's gonna go that.
Do we go month to month, or do we go, how do we usually schedule?
Well, that was last bid out 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And it was a one-year contract, it just renewed. And I think technically speaking, you just can't spend time if you want to do it at this point. So,
And then renewable is forever until we decide to bid it out again or get somebody else?
yeah.
Okay. So if we're happy, we keep.
Yeah. And I mean, the current people done a great job. It's just a matter of, things out.
Economy could be.
All right, 11 historical properties, I see we have a memo here, and you're recommending that this be by council.
There was only that one change of the opposite. So at this point, we recommend it to council. I make a recommendation that we recommend the 1803 house lease agreement to the full council.
Second that?
Discussion?
Just real quick, for all of the other properties, that's already taken care of, right?
Shuffles.
Shuffles is, I still, the Cass Homestead, we call it last week, but that is a business. I've got to call that. And so I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, I think if we get this one in place, it certainly gives us a model.
Yeah.
To use, maybe that'll help move it along, they don't have to recreate anything. generate anything new, just say, what do you think of this, can we use this as a template? So, good job with this, Trevor, thank you. Okay, all those in favor? 3-0 to forward to council. Council have that one. Okay, can we actually take that one off the list here now? Well, 1803 we can take off, we still have historical properties. I'll just put in canals instead. Okay, downstairs, anything for downstairs, basement space, Craig? Okay. I'm still waiting for 13. So move forward a little bit, 14 Davidson Group another time. Carrying RFP until March of next year, talk about. Any other new business? I just have one item. Yeah, I was just at the Main Street Partners meeting. I mentioned about the tree vitalize. Percy was there. Is that grant application in? Okay, he said it needs to, if it wasn't, it needed to be in now. Just because of changeover of people and so on. So I told him I was pretty sure it was in. Okay. The other thing that came up is Main Street Partners is always looking to put their information out to everybody. I know they're putting an ad in the newsletter. And they talk to you at all about an insert to go in also for their fundraising thing? Do we have a stance on that if someone like Main Street would want to put an insert in because we do support them, they certainly help us around town, if they wanted to put something into the fundraising thing? What do you guys think of that?
Do we even know if it's feasible with the new newsletter?
I don't know. I can tell you, we did put a survey.
We did do that, that's true. How did that get, but that was with the other way, it wasn't with the new company.
Right.
Did they just hand put that in? They just took care of that, or?
The over Parkway thing,
They inserted it?
Huh?
Well, I think you'll be getting some, well, how do you guys feel about it? I don't know, Father.
I don't have a problem with it once we're able to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
If we're able to do it, then it's not.
And I would think if they save X amount of dollars in mailing, well, maybe we could get that back into a donation to us too.
Oh, fun, I mean, they're promoting the town, yeah, fun.
I should tell you, they are moving forward with the Main Street Gallery piece, and we're going to continue to talk about that, about, the details. But they've done a great job with that. Now it's just some negotiations with the person who purchased it and so on.
Question was that the Anthony Rodale that put that photo art gallery in, is that the same building?
No.
The old Main Street Gallery.
My wife told me it was that building, I was like, I don't think so, because they're remodeling it.
Yeah.
So where is it at?
The Main Street Gallery.
No
Furniture.
store. Right in the middle of what?
No, where the art gallery is?
No,
Where's that being located?
Right next to my house.
Okay.
What was in there before?
Okay.
Well, years ago, that was the Velodrome.
Velodrome office.
Ah, that's right,
It's just
yeah.
closets?
Right. That,
Oh, right,
All
yeah.
right ideas, yeah.
They had a grand opening a couple of Thursdays ago. Really neat here.
Yeah.
They did a heck of a job.
Hardwood floors and stuff.
Yeah, and then when I first heard about it, which was over the summer, I assumed it because they were photography, they got a photography studio. They really did a lot of work on the outside too, to really make it nice. Indoor pictures, outdoor pictures, that kind of stuff. But really, it's a gallery. It's for showing photographic art. They realized sorry, I had people come to the gallery opening. They're very nice.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting addition.
Yeah.
Because the exhibition they had was of a nationally renowned photographer and videographer, but films, things like that. Their connections are pretty deep in the artwork. And so they already have, I think, 3 or 4 exhibitions on it. It's very, very interesting addition.
I actually graduated with Anthony, and we were in a cross country team together. He was in cross country, so
Oh, yeah?
top 5 runner.
Yeah, this is nice. I think this is just a personal observation, is Main Street program, I give them a lot of credit for working through that. I mean, $500,000. I mean, $500,000, was leveraged into, one of the requirements for that grant program was the improvements had to cost more than $1 million. And when you talk about being able to stimulate over $1 million of improvement to a building that really can be very important to the downtown, that's pretty darn good. And I think that's what it must have felt like. They had to keep the wraps. You know, being at all the community meetings saying, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't show you're doing anything. They can't say anything.
Talk about it.
I mean, that must be very difficult. But that, I'm not saying it's an advocate for the Main Street program, but I think objectively, when you look at it, you guys say, you know what? You guys did a pretty good job.
It's a big project for them.
Oh, yeah.
Had the office
The biggest,
space,
actually.
retail space, restaurant, whatever else goes in the bottom there.
You said
That's-
3 floors worth, right?
2 floors, and what they're looking at right now is converting the second and third floors into kind of like flex office space. And then marketing the first floor for retail or restaurant space. But when you think about the increase in value of the building, and therefore the increased revenue the borough's going to get from just real estate tax, and you add in, let's say you put 40 to 50 employees, people working there, and you local service staff and all that.
And income.
You know, yeah, it's just, it really is a good example of a good economic development project.
Yeah.
It really is.
I sent them a long congratulatory email on it.
Yeah, especially because the building was just falling apart. I mean,
Yeah.
the water.
How long has it been vacant? I mean,
5 years.
it just doesn't seem that long, but I know it's been a while.
Yeah, it's probably five.
I'm interested to see if they take the facade, the stucco that's on there off and go back to brick.
Yeah.
They are, for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's a critical part of it.
Because that opens the windows that are behind it and stuff.
Yeah, if you
That's
go
great.
on Village Properties website,
Yeah, it did.
I did.
you'll see that, 3 projects, I think.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
One in Southampton, one in Pottstown, I think the other one. They were the same concept. They took old buildings and then renovated them into office space. And they look great.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It was fabulous.
Yeah, I know that.
It's good we got a company with the history too.
Exactly. Well, they were in to see Jim. I heard the rumors about this during the summer. And again, they're rumors, you know. But they were, the Village Property people were in the gym in the summer, and he came and told me there was something going on. And then a couple of weeks ago, I got the record from the county that they would transfer taxes. I saw it in the salary. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good. They settled, and the next day, after I saw it, the Village Properties people were talking to Jim. So,
Good.
so,
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
that could create a nice anchor down at that end of town.
One other item that came up at the Main Street Ordinance meeting was the need for the downtown officer. I know you know the budget discussion the other day, so I think we'll be seeing something from them about they really like to have a full-time position back down there. I mentioned it came up at the budget discussion.
We're talking
Customer
about.
service, possibility could be there at 0.
Mhm.
It may happen, 10 hours, we don't know. So I think we'll see something. They had already done some of the canvassing of all the merchants downtown about it and getting them to sign something like that. So we'll see.
I remember you saying at some point, or it came up sometime, that actually paid for itself, that position, more or less,
It,
through revenue generated from parking tickets and,
it collected enough revenue that it certainly didn't cost anywhere near as much as it shows up in the budget.
so it wasn't an actual wash.
Not an actual wash.
That's what sticks in my head, that it was, but if it's not, then you
I don't think it would be if you include the benefits and everything. I don't see what we can do. Because that's got to be a $50,000.
But no, I was a part-time officer.
No.
It was only a part-time officer.
It's only part-time.
Even with 30 hours a week?
It's part-time. He doesn't get benefits.
Oh, there's no benefits. That's right. Okay. Yeah, right. Thank you.
But when you talk about the value of service that you're paying for, I mean, if you're paying $20,000 a year for that part-time officer, you're not really paying $20,000 to get the service of having it downtown.
Right.
Assuming $10,000 for a collective revenue, well, then really you're only paying $10,000 for that service. I think it might be worth looking at the other part, just to see, because that will tell you what you're actually paying.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, it is. That's all I had to throw out there. Anything else under new business?
Just one item, we're still looking for a Christmas tree. I know we had gotten an email, Fred Bloss's father of Lee Heighton was willing to give a tree. I don't know how you feel about having
Lee
something
Heighton?
go up. Yeah, I think it's Lee Heighton. Did you get a copy of that?
They saw very close.
It's all around true. I think it came from R, right?
It came, yeah, it came from R.
That was Lehigh Township.
Well, I thought it was Lee Heighton.
Regardless, it's fine.
It's not too far away from
But
each other.
how would you guys feel about if we contact like the partners and the shops at Emmaus and see if somebody would be willing to come up with some funding and donate a tree, then if we have to go out and buy one, we'd at least have funds?
I thought of one other, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I actually put that in my email about getting a sponsor for the tree, but I thought of something else. I mean, there's enough Christmas trees in the area. If we could notify a Christmas tree area, if they're willing to donate one that will advertise for them, and maybe they'd be willing, if it's, you know, not too far from Emmaus, maybe they'd be willing to trade off advertising for their Christmas tree farm in exchange for donating a Christmas tree. I just ran it through my head, but maybe that's another option.
Burger Street, there's a tree farm on
Yeah.
Burger Street. But depending on the damage from the storm, I don't know who's gonna have what left.
Yeah, and that farm is actually Salisbury Township.
Right.
The problem that we had last year, John, actually, I went, and looked at some and then called around to different farms, and they, for the size of tree,
It's too big.
which is pretty fun size of tree.
Yeah.
Well, it may be because of the storm, we'll have a Charlie Brown kind of Christmas, we'll just take one.
Yeah, the
Country's not too bad now. There's plenty of branches now. We
They're
can
used
put
to
a branch up.
Put it together.
Yeah. Wired, we tried that before, we did that last year. We actually wired out some of the branch.
John and I were talking the other day about this, and he said that Riley is talking about buying an artificial.
Artificial.
You know, after the season. I asked him actually to send me some, I want to buy the Ministry Partners and see if they had any interest in maybe if there's any businesses out there that would like to contribute. You know, maybe get a plaque or something up every year that would contribute $1,000 donation. He said it could be $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know, I'm presuming that's the half-price sale. But he was supposed to get me the number, I haven't seen it. But I think that's something we should pursue through one of the committees for next year, is on the funding for it, and recognize who the donors are each year, but finding one that is a good tree that we aren't using.
I don't have a problem with having that as a backup, but this council promised that there would be a live Christmas tree up every year, and they promised that. And for us to go back on that, I would not support.
I don't think we said it live, we said it would always be a tree.
Yeah.
We didn't say a live tree.
That's
We
not
didn't think
true.
about artificial.
Craig, I think you're,
I think even if it was set that way, I think they understand it.
The implication, I
it was that there would be a
I'm not
live.
one for artificial trees, but
As a backup plan, that's fine. If we can't get a donation, that's the backup plan.
Well, it's been tough, as we all know. For whatever reason, it just hasn't been a really nice one. It's got to be good the whole way around. That's the issue.
The idea, I don't know where it came from. I've been reading all the emails with the golf course. Did anybody actually check with them? All those pines that are out there, that maybe one of those could be donated? Somebody put that in an email. I don't know who it was.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. That's a
The
good
Schmidt
idea.
property where all the,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know what the trees
they're
are.
everywhere over there,
Yeah.
and maybe somebody can contact them and find out.
Yeah,
I don't know where I read that. Somebody wrote it.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's a good.
Maybe it was
There's
Art.
lots of trees.
It might have been Art. He's been writing some
Yeah.
art ideas.
Right along Cedar Crest, there's a whole
That's
row
right.
of them.
yeah, there's a lot of them.
You know.
And then we'll get a sponsor.
Yeah.
That was it. If you could just reach out to those three.
Have the farmhouse be sponsored.
That's all I have.
I got one personnel matter to deal with.
You need an executive session.
Okay. John, we're going
Executive
to have a
session.
break for personnel matter here.
Okay. Anything afterwards?
No,
No, I can't see what doing. I think we're
no,
adjourned.
there'll be no action afterwards.
You're welcome to wait around if you'd like to,